What is the impact from your perch of the Bloomberg initiatives, and specifically of the Cornell Tech attempt to kind of increase the flow of engineers? Because it certainly plays right into your ballywick.
Well, starting with Bloomberg first, I mean, one of the big impacts of the Bloomberg administration, there have been many, but one of the biggest ones, I think, is just making the world aware of what's going on. Mm-hmm. It's kind of, explaining what's been going on in New York, and that there's been a sort of a shift in the last 10 years about whether New York is a great tech place to be. Mm-hmm. And I think they've encouraged lots of startups to come and raise people's awareness, but also sort of confidence and ease with which they would move to the city and start something up. So that's been enormous. Of course, Cornell, we're happy to host them in our building.
We should mention that among the reasons I think Cornell won the pitch, or I would have given it to them, was that they said, we won't wait for the new campus to be built, because that's obviously going to take years and years with the best of will. We'll start the school right away. You don't need the new campus to start the school. So they started it up, and you guys said, okay, we'll host you right in our building. Right. Which I thought, when I saw that, I was like, wow, what a great idea to just get it going and have it be effectively, you being basically the host. And I presume you give it to them either at a good rate.
Yeah, it's a free rent.
Best rate of all. Okay.
Yeah, which is great, because again, we want to encourage the ecosystem here in New York. But also there's huge value in kind of bumping into people informally, right? So we'll meet them in the elevators. We might, it's easy to drop down and talk to them. Mm-hmm. We've done some joint projects together, because one of the things that Cornell's focused on here, it's not just sort of computer science as an academic pursuit, but computer science as it impacts industry and having social impact. And so, for example, one of the students, as their practical project, they're encouraged to reach out to other companies to kind of do projects with them, and they've done some work on a public alert system, which is where Google's trying to get things like hurricane and earthquake and so on alerts out to people. So projects like that are great. So the interaction is huge. I think in the long term, obviously the impact of having Cornell here, focused on technology, focused on industry impact and social impact, is going to accrue very, very positively to that. Again, I've said ecosystem like a dozen times now, but yeah.
I started it.